Research has shown the importance of physical activity and exercise for all people with osteoarthritis, also for hand osteoarthritis. It helps to relieve pain and stiffness and to keep people independent. It has proven that regular use of the hands doesn't make osteoarthritis worse. In fact, it helps maintain joint mobility and hand strength. Therefore, people should be advised to keep using their hands during daily activities and to complete exercises 2 or 3 times a week.
Hi, I'm Christine. My doctor sent me to see you because he says I have something called osteoarthritis in my hands, and he believes that you can help me by showing me some exercises to do to make the pain less problematic.
That's right. Exercise can be very helpful for hand osteoarthritis. We know that as part of osteoarthritis, you often lose the strength in your hand.
Yes.
And you lose the joint mobility. The hands can become stiff.
Yeah.
And we know that if we can keep the strength and keep the mobility, then you will have better use in your hands.
Okay.
And exercises can help with that.
Right.
So we're going to show you some exercises today. And what we suggest is that you do them about 3 times a week with a day of rest between each time that you do them.
Okay.
You need to start gently when you exercise and build up gradually to improve the strength. When you start, it can be sore and you can have some pain that lasts, increasing pain that lasts for maybe a day. But it shouldn't last beyond that, and it should get better with time.
Right.
If you do find that you get more pain, then what we'd ask you to do is to do the exercises with less force,
Right.
or to reduce the number of exercises that you do.
Okay.
So what we tend to suggest is 3 times a week, and maybe starting with 5 of each exercise,
Yeah.
and building up towards about 15 of each exercise as your strength increases.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you 5 exercises.
Right.
Before you start exercising, it's good to warm up the joints, and you can do that in 2 ways. You can use some hand cream and just rub your hands for 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Or you can get a sink full of bath temperature warm water and put your hands in and gently move in the heat, and that's a lovely thing to do, particularly in the cold weather.
Right. Okay.
So when you've warmed your hands up, then the first 2 exercises are about getting the joints moving and supple. So for the thumb, what we want to do is to keep your ability to spread the thumb out wide. So the first exercise is one where you're making circles with your thumbs and making them, that's it, as round as you can. So you're touching your index finger and then spanning out. Great. And you're going to repeat that to each finger. So then the middle finger, nice circle, really good. And then out, and ring finger, and out, and then the little finger, and out. Very good. And you'd repeat that to each finger another 4 times.
I see.
Then to keep the fingers supple, what we'll get you to do, you can still rest on your sideways on your hands like that. And we want you to curl the tips of the fingers in as far as you're able, so that you're just hooking around, and then roll in from the big knuckles so they get a stretch as well. And then back out and straight. Lovely. And again, you'd repeat that so that you've done it 5 times. The next exercises are for strength. So if I give you these pipe tubing, you can use soft pipe tubing, or you can use a squashy ball, something that gives a little bit when you squeeze it. You hold it in your fingers and you squeeze in gently, using about just under half of your full effort, and hold for 10 seconds. And then when you've done 10 seconds, you can relax. And again, you would repeat that. We want you to do enough that they feel a bit tired by the end of it. The muscles have been worked. That's it. So that's for your fingers.
Yeah.
And this is for your thumbs. So if you take a small elastic band, as you get stronger, the elastic band can be a thicker band. And if you can wrap it round your thumb, and it's a figure of 8 shape, and then through the fingers.
Like that?
Brilliant. Perfect. Rest your hand on the little finger side of the hand, and what you want to do is keep the thumb, the top two joints, slightly bent. You're going to strengthen the muscles that sit down this side of your thumb by lifting the thumb out and up towards your opposite shoulder, and try and hold it there for 5 seconds. It's quite hard work.
It is.
And as you come back in, let it go slowly, don't let it go fast. Brilliant. Well done. Now try to keep the top two joints as bent as you can as you come out and up. Lovely. Well done. Hold for 5 and lower in. It's quite tiring, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So if you can only manage 2 or 3 to begin with, then that's what you do and you build up. But as you get stronger, you should be able to manage up to 10 or 15 of those.
Good, good.
Well done. We'll take that one off. The very last exercise is a stretch for the whole hand together. And to do that, you just pop your hands flat on the table so that you're touching as much of the table as you can. And then spread the thumbs and the fingers as wide as you can. And try to hold for about 30 seconds. So it's a longer hold, so you're stretching the muscles across the palm and stretching the joints and the fingers. That's great. And then relax. Well done.
Thank you, thank you.
So with the exercises, for them to work, it's something that you have to be able to keep doing regularly. And that's the hard part.
Yes.
But if you can keep doing them 3 times a week, as a maintenance program to keep your strength and then gently build up the strength and the movement, you'll get the most benefit from them.
Thanks for your help.
My pleasure.